Long ago, in the village of Misho, where the sun kissed the red soil and the birds told stories at dawn, there lived an elder known as Mzi Jabari. His name stirred respect like the sound of a chief's drum. His compound stretched beyond what the eye could see. Goats bleated in golden pens. His maize silo stood taller than the tallest boy in the village, and his house, built with city cement and village sweat, was the pride of the land. But, oh my children, riches do not fill the hole in a man's heart. Jabari, for all his wealth, ate alone, slept alone, spoke to walls and wind. His children Kobe, Zawadi, and Baraka had long forgotten the sound of his voice. On his birthday, the birds sang, but his house was quiet. No laughter, no dancing, no greetings. Just one old man sitting under a mango tree, wondering if love had left him like the morning dew. You see, even in African homes, when hearts grow cold, money cannot warm them. One night, the moon hung like a calabash in the sky, and Jabari sat beneath the sacred baobab tree, the same tree where he once told riddles to his children. But that night, his stories were swallowed by silence. Mama Rehema, his housekeeper who had served his family like a sister, came and saw tears in his eyes. Baba, she whispered, maybe it's time to test the roots of the tree. Some branches are dry, some bear fruit. Those words echoed in his chest like a djembe drum, and so the old lion made a planet to catch prey, but to find the truth, he would pretend to be near death. He would invite his cubs to his den and see who came with love and who came with sharp teeth. A plan not made in anger but in sorrow, because the heart of an African father is deep, but when it breaks, the earth feels it. Early the next morning, the village courier sent letters wrapped in goat skin and sealed with urgency. Your father is ill, the message read. He lies in bed, weak like a wilting plant. In the city, the children received the news but did not weep. Kobe, the eldest, paused his business but packed legal papers instead of medicine. Zawadi, the daughter who walked with perfume and pride, packed dresses, not prayers. Baraka, the last born, groaned, I hope it's not another village trick. They all left the city not on wings of love, but on wheels of worry for inheritance. My people, have we not seen this before, where children forget the womb that birthed them, where city life blinds them to village love? That is how the storm clouds gathered not for rain, but for truth. When the gates opened and the cars rolled in, the ground did not shake with joy. It trembled with tension. Kobe came with questions, not blessings. Is the lawyer around? He asked, not how is Baba. Zawadi took pictures of the compound for her online stories, smiling for the camera but not for her father. Baraka lounged on a chair, scrolling his phone, already asking when the will would be read. They stood by Jabari's bedside like tourists at a grave, eyes open, hearts shut. They forgot the man who once carried them on his back through floods, the man who sold his only cow to pay their school fees. And to you, my listener, have you seen such things? Where the ones you raise forget your name the moment your hands grow weak? Just as the sun began to bow to the west, there came a knock, soft, respectful, honest. Mama Rehema opened the gate, and there stood Ayo, a young man with calloused hands and gentle eyes. Years ago, Jabari had taken him in, an orphan boy with dust on his feet and hunger in his belly. Now, Ayo returned, carrying a calabash of soup, herbs tied in banana leaves, and a mat to sleep beside Baba's bed. He gave me a future, Ayo said. Let me now give him care. And he did, washing Jabari's feet like a son, feeding him slowly, wiping his forehead with a clean cloth. He did not ask for land. He did not look at the will. He only brought love. And this, my children, is the African truth. Sometimes the children we raise without blood become more faithful than the ones we birth. On the seventh morning, when the rooster crowed, Jabari stood from his bed with the strength of a young hunter. His children stared as if they had seen a ghost. You're not sick? Zawadi whispered. Jabari's voice was calm but heavy like a rain cloud about to break. number, I'm not sick. I only wanted to see who would come for my breath and who would come for my breath's last gift. His voice shook the compound. You did not bring medicine, you brought calculators. You did not bring comfort, you brought cold hearts. He turned slowly. Only one among you sat by my side. One who owed me nothing, yet gave me everything. The air stood still. Ayo, shocked, tried to kneel, but Jabari pulled him close. Today, I rise not as a man with riches, but as a man with clarity. That night, under the light of a cooking fire and before the eyes of the whole village, the lawyer opened the scroll of inheritance. The people gathered, whispering. From this day forward, Jabari announced, my wealth shall build schools for girls, dig wells for mothers, and care for widows and orphans. The people cheered. This home, this land, this heart I give to Ayo, son of no one, now son of my soul. The crowd clapped, even the chickens rejoiced. Jabari turned to his children. You wanted cows. You forgot kindness. You wanted fences. You forgot family. May this lesson shape your hearts before time steals your chance. The silence from his children spoke louder than their years of absence. And so my children, the tale of Mzee Jabari became legend, not just in Movisho but across the hills and rivers. Mothers told it to daughters, teachers shared it with students, elders spoke of it around firewood circles. Ayo transformed the mansion into a home for the lost, feeding, teaching, loving. And Mzee Jabari spent his final years not among gold but among giggles, songs, and soft footsteps of grateful hearts. And as for his children, some say they changed, others say the lesson burned too deep. But we know this: a family is not made by blood alone, it is made by love, loyalty, and the kind of heart that kneels beside you, not just when you rise, but especially when you fall.